Mom, you need to move on. Henry's voice was calm, almost rehearsed, but there was something in his eyes that felt unfamiliar, distant. I am Leena. I buried my husband Daniel 3 months ago, and every single day since then has felt like I'm walking through a fog that refuses to lift. Daniel and I were married for 32 years. We built everything from nothing: the house, the small construction business, the savings, the life insurance policy meant to secure our future, or at least that's what I believed. After Daniel's sudden death from what doctors called a heart attack, my sons changed. At first, they acted supportive. They handled paperwork, spoke to the insurance company, and insisted I rest. But slowly, their kindness turned into control. They began asking detailed questions about property ownership. They wanted access to bank accounts. They suggested I transfer assets to their names for convenience. When I hesitated, their patience faded. One evening, Henry and his younger brother, Marcus, sat across from me at the dining table, the same table their father built with his own hands. Henry slid a folder toward me. Inside were medical papers claiming I was showing early signs of cognitive decline. My hands trembled as I read the words, recommended guardianship. They were trying to declare me mentally incompetent. "You've been confused lately, Mom," Marcus said softly. "It's for your own good." That was the moment something inside me awakened. I may have been grieving, but I was not foolish. That night, unable to sleep, I opened Daniel's old laptop, the one he rarely let anyone touch. In his email inbox, I found something strange, a scheduled message sent the day before his death. It was addressed to me. "If you are reading this, Leena, something has gone terribly wrong." My heart stopped. Daniel explained that he had grown suspicious of the boys. He had discovered unexplained withdrawals from company funds, large debts, risky investments. He confronted them weeks before his death, and their reaction frightened him. So he did something I never imagined. He hired a private investigator. Attached to the email were audio recordings. With shaking hands, I pressed play. It was Henry's voice. "Once the insurance clears, everything changes. We just needed to look natural." Marcus replied, "What about Mom?" A pause. Then Henry said quietly, "We'll handle her." I couldn't breathe. Another file revealed the method: methanol mixed carefully into Daniel's morning coffee over several days. Small doses, enough to weaken his heart without raising suspicion. They researched it online. They planned it. They executed it. My sons murdered their father, and I was next. The following morning, Henry returned with more documents for me to sign. I looked at him differently now. I saw calculation where I once saw love. "I need time," I told him. He smiled tightly. "Of course, Mom," but I saw the impatience behind his eyes. I contacted the private investigator Daniel had hired. He confirmed everything. He had video footage of Marcus purchasing chemicals under a fake business account. Bank statements showed massive gambling debts. The insurance payout would have saved them. We went to the police. It was the longest week of my life. I pretended nothing had changed. I cooked dinner. I asked about their day. I smiled through unbearable pain while authorities prepared their case. At dawn, police cars surrounded the house. Henry's face turned pale as officers placed him in handcuffs. Marcus began shouting, claiming it was all a misunderstanding. But evidence does not misunderstand. The recordings played clearly in court. Their own voices became the loudest witnesses against them. The courtroom was silent as the verdict was read. Guilty of premeditated murder, life imprisonment. As the judge spoke, I felt no triumph, only grief. I had lost my husband, and now my sons. But I had not lost the truth. After the trial, many people asked how I could testify against my own children. They did not understand that protecting evil does not make you a loving mother. Accountability does. Daniel's life insurance money finally was released. Every dollar felt heavy in my hands. It was stained with betrayal. So I made a decision. I founded a small organization in Daniel's name, a support network for elderly spouses facing financial abuse and manipulation by family members. If I could not save my own family, perhaps I could help someone else save theirs. Years have passed now. I live in the same house, the dining table still stands, the garden Daniel loved still blooms every spring. Sometimes I sit there with a cup of coffee and remember the man who built a life with me brick by brick. Do I miss my sons? Yes, but I miss the boys they used to be, not the men they became. I have learned that family is not defined by blood alone. It is defined by loyalty, honesty, and love. And sometimes the bravest thing a mother can do is choose justice over denial. If Daniel taught me anything, it is this: truth may be delayed, it may hide in shadows, but eventually it steps into the light. And when it does, you must have the courage to stand with it, even if you stand alone.